Hey guys, welcome back. In the last video, you probably noticed this truck behind me. And I just wanted to do a little video on it. I've got some other videos on the channel of it, like burnout contests and drag racing, but I wanted to do a little bit more in-depth and just kind of an up-close video on it, just so you guys can get some more information on it and just kind of learn more about it. So this is my 66 Ford F-250. So I actually got this truck about 11 years ago. It was actually a birthday present. It was all stock at the time. It sat about, from where it is now, probably at least a foot higher in the air. Like I said, it's a 66 Ford. It's an F-250, so it's a 3/4 ton. It is now highly modified. But like I said, I got this as a birthday present from my parents. I was going to buy it. I have family that lives in Tennessee, and I was going to buy it off of them. It was sitting on their property, and I wanted to fix it up. Well, my parents ended up surprising me with it, and like I said, that was 12 years ago, I think. It was my 17th birthday, so yeah, 12 years ago. And I've been working on it ever since. It sits on full air ride front and back. The front suspension is from a 73 Chevy truck. I just cut the frame off the firewall and grafted on the Chevy front frame, which gave me disc brakes and just kind of a better suspension system. If you guys know anything about the twin I-beam system that these had on them, they were not the best for when you're lowering them. They're also very expensive. So that's what I did. I've also changed the engine in it. When I got it, it had a 400 modified V8. Now it has a 4.6 liter dual overhead cam out of a 93 Lincoln Mark 8. Fuel injected, overdrive transmission. I did the swap myself. I know in a couple of my other videos there's been a few comments and questions posted about how exactly I did the swap, and more so the wiring harness. Basically, I just sat down with a big wiring diagram and sat down in the garage with a harness and just started peeling the thing apart. I've got a picture that I can post of what it looked like just sitting in the garage. But I just sat there and traced all the wires out, and I ended up cutting over 20 pounds of wiring out of the harness, and just got it down to where I needed it to basically make the engine run and function as it should. I do have a dyno video posted of what it did to the rear wheels, and I think it was, if I remember correctly, it dynoed like 230 to the rear wheels. Stock, they're rated at 280, and I believe that's at the crank. I could be wrong on that, but it does well. It gets actually very good gas mileage, surprisingly, for a big old truck like this. I've driven it on some quite long road trips. I live in Michigan, south of Detroit, and I've driven it to Cincinnati. It's been to Cincinnati several times, 8, 9, 10 times. And with this engine combination, it'll get close to, if not 20 miles to the gallon, cruising at 65 miles an hour. So it does really well for what it is and how big of a truck it is and how not aerodynamic it is. It's just a big old brick. The whole truck, like I said, it's on air ride. You won't really be able to see anything in the front. You can kind of see the frame where it's kind of cut and modified. The whole truck is actually body dropped 4.5 inches over the frame to make it lower. The rear end is it's got a C-notch, and the rear axle actually comes up through the floor. It's a triangulated 4-link now. You can kind of see the airbags there. And I do, for my air ride systems, I do a little bit of a different method. I don't do electronic valves or anything like that. mainly for cost. I do manual valves, and it's a very simple system. You just got these little manual ball valves, and these are all your ups and these are your downs. So this is up for left front, this is up for right front, and then the rear is on its own. So this is up for the rear, and then accordingly left front down, rear down, right front down. And then also, you know, you can't have a air ride system and an air supply without a air horn. So we do have an air horn hooked up on this. Well, actually, there's 5 air horns hooked up on it. You saw the one under the hood. It's from a dump truck or a semi truck. And then in the front wheel well, you can't really see them all that well, but there is 4 more horns, just to make sure you get the attention of anybody you need to. Had to do a kind of a custom carpet in it because it is body dropped and the floor is not stock, so I did custom carpet in it. The seat is just out of a late 80s, early 90s Chevy truck that I just put a seat cover on, but I do eventually want to get it recovered. The gauge cluster is something that I kind of modified and built myself. The speedometer is from the actual Lincoln Mark 8, and I just cut it and grafted it and made it fit in the stock gauge cluster, and then I just cut 2 holes for a water temp gauge and an oil pressure, and I also cut the fuel gauge out of the Lincoln and basically just glued it into a PVC pipe cap, so that way I have a fuel gauge. Other than that, it's pretty simple in the interior. I still got to get a headliner in it. I got Dynamet up there, which has helped greatly quiet this thing down. And then I ended up running the exhaust all the way out the back. It used to dump under the bed, but that was just too loud. And now having a young son, it was too loud to have him in there. So I had to quiet it down, and it's much more enjoyable to drive. Thanks guys for watching this video, and just remember to like and subscribe, and just tune in for more videos. Have a great day, guys. Bye.